your ass up because it's time to go beast mode.
Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Black Inferno, and I'm here bringing you guys a GB match, 1v1 LTS on Exoplanet. This is the first match on the Game Battles ladder that I have done. If you guys don't know what Game Battles is, it is a platform formed by the company known as Major League Gaming, which you can, as amateur or public players, I guess, you guys can play competitive sort of matches and with more of a set rule set. It's just kind of an easier way to itch that competitive itch. So basically what's going to end up happening is I'm going to be explaining the match and what happened. It's going to be a little bit of me talking about a little bit of everything and me seeing how I'm doing. So starting out here, we've got me going as Ronin up against a Tone. I feel like Tone is going to be the more used Titan in 1v1 LTS. The spawns are a little bit messed up on this map. I've noticed it the past couple of times I've played Exoplanet, where we just spawned right next to each other. You saw at the beginning. But basically what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to think of counters to Tone, because that's going to be people's go-to for sure. So I was thinking, possibly Ronin with his advanced maneuverability and, you know, just being able to dodge all the shots, but it didn't work. So I'm thinking now I'm gonna go with my choice that I had originally thought of, which was Legion. Legion is a beast. He is extremely good, rocking Bulwark because specifically for Tone Salvo Core, and I've never tried this before, but I was like, you know, I bet you Bulwark would be really good against the Salvo Core of Tone, being able to block all those shots. So we go ahead and get into it. Like I said, I feel like Tone is going to be the most popular choice. So like I said, if you guys can think of counters to Tone, that's going to really help you in your battles if you decide to do 1v1s of that sort. Don't quite know how it will work when it's team battles, but you know, who knows. So right now I'm just kind of listening. I hear him coming, so I charge up my right bumper shot and I'm able to get that shield down. Now in this particular match, this individual kept going for the shields, like pretty much regardless, and you're going to see what ends up happening in the future. But Tone, you know, he's such a, I'm sorry, Legion is such a bulky person. I didn't really need to worry too much about getting hit, but I'm trying to conserve my ammo as much as I can. And right now I just want to get that railgun shot off. Such a powerful shot. So I don't quite know where he went. However, I do, at about this moment in time, I think it's a little bit later, I realize that there's a battery up on the field. So I'm like, you know what, I bet he's going for that. And sure enough, yep, there it goes. So it seems like when he has nothing to do, he always goes for batteries. So yeah, I just saw him, or no, I didn't, I'm sorry. But yeah, so he always just kind of seems to go for batteries. And at this point, I'm like, you know what, I bet he's probably going to go for the other battery too. Sure enough, he cuts out, and unfortunately I don't hit him. However, I do have the advantage now, so I go ahead and use my my right bumper shot, and this is where it comes into play. Bam, look at that, completely gone, and I have shields to spare. So I was able to absorb a full salvo rocket with that to spare, and then I used the right bumper to finish him off in the Doomsday. Now that's a very good strategic strategy, nice, good job Inferno. But when people are doomed, precise, high damaging moves are extremely good at finishing off doomed targets. And I know that kind of sounds redundant, but like instead of shooting at Tone with, or anybody in the doom state with just like your regular weapon, try to go for like laser shots from Ion, hit the crit, or you know, same with Legion's right bumper, you know, up close or long range, try to hit that crit spot. But the thing you need to know about doom state is your damage doesn't carry over. So say someone has like health, then what ends up happening is if no matter how much health they have, even if it's a small amount, it'll still only hit doom state and it won't carry over. So say for instance the enemy Titan has 1 hit point of health left and you deal 1,000 damage, just say like it's a railgun, it's a North Star railgun shot full charge to a crit, it will then only go to full health in the doom state. So you really need to, like, it's better to doom them and then use your abilities rather than just kind of throw everything all at once. So again, he's going for his battery, and this time I activate my smart core, and he is really far away, so I just end up finishing him off extremely quickly. So Legion's starting to look good. I feel like that's going to be kind of my main counter for Tone. I just need to kind of get better with a 1v1 aspect. This game in particular was the first game of the day, so I was a little bit rusty. I still did pretty well, but yeah, so we're going into halftime. At this point in time, I'm like, I'm wondering, is he going to mix it up? Is he going to change? So I'm trying to think of what I want to do. I believe I was considering going for Tone or going Ion, because I figured at some point he would change into Legion, but I'm just like, I'm gonna keep it safe, get kind of more of a lead, maybe wait until, because I ultimately want to experiment, even though it is GB and I do want to take it seriously. I ultimately just need to gain info for certain, for more competitive matches. So here I'm kind of playing it safe, and I'm like, I'm gonna get him, and he's going for the battery. Like, I just don't, it just doesn't seem like, why would you do that, You're such, like, you just saw me where I was. You're gonna imagine that I'm gonna peek around the corner. So I don't know if I ever went for a battery in this game. I feel like it's such like a strategic disadvantage at some point. So right here I use right bumper, he absorbs it all. And this was when I was like super not smart. I just laid into his vortex shield. I'm like, oh, I got my shield, and then I lose my shield. And then he activates his laser core. I try to dodge it. I activated the smoke so he could avoid my sight. Almost got away with it, but he finishes me off. For those of you that don't know, Ion is an extremely beneficial counter to Legion. I'm definitely going to be doing a video explaining that more in depth, because I had a perfect gameplay clip and for some reason I didn't record it. But it's just like such a good counter with the vortex shield and entangled energy. Like I said, I'll explain that more in a later video when I get some decent clips and be able to show that off. So at this point, I'm thinking he's either going to go Legion or he's going to go, he's going to stick with Ion. So I'm like, well, let's just go Tone. Tone is definitely my main, and I do the best with Tone. This match, though, I don't believe shows what I fully can do with Tone. So, because like I said, I was out of practice. But I mean, at this point, like I said, the dude went for a battery, and he wasn't even close to his Titan. I don't know where he was going, but at this point, I killed him so quickly. I had to get to the minimum timer requirement before it actually indicated that I won the round. But it was just like, you got to be strategic about those batteries. I don't feel like I would get them off the rip. I would prefer to get them with when I had like missing health, to get the most benefit out of them, as well as hopefully doing some damage to the enemy Titan. That way the enemy Titan is more on the defensive rather than the offensive, because if I'm weak, and the logic there is that I'm going to go for a battery, right? So don't go for a battery, because if they're expecting it, they're going to like camp battery spawns, and you're going to end up getting picked off. So here I'm like, I wonder if he's going to do it again. I mess up that sonar lock, but I hear where he's coming from. Using enhanced sensor, I believe it's sensor rounds or something like that. Anyway, gives you where you hit and crit, and then you get 2 lock-ons instead of 1. Top of that, get a boop. This was probably one of the closest rounds, I believe. So at this point, just kind of picking away at him, doing a Tone thing. I'm just kind of waiting. He goes and gets his battery. Like, I just don't know, man. Maybe I should have been expecting it more, but it just seems like such a uncommon thing to do. So here we kind of switched places. Luckily, I was able to pop a shot off to the right side of that particle wall. He's coming around the corner, get that crit shot, and my salvo core's up. So I'm like, all right, here we go. And luckily, I was able to get it first. Honestly, I kind of think that's very interesting that we both got our cores at the same time. I felt like I was doing more damage, and I felt like I was getting more hits in, but perhaps there's a difference in amount of damage to be dealt before you can get your core between certain Titans. So that's the end of the game. End up sending him a GG message. It was a good game. It was a great experience. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will talk with you all later.